Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Monday. Today is Monday, January 5th. I hope you guys are having a really good day so far. It is Capricorn season and we are starting out a new year, all right? Now, we've only been 5 days into the new year, okay? So some of you guys could be seeing a lot of changes, or you guys could be, moving towards these changes as we are in stillness at this time during the winter solstice, okay? So for some of you guys, dreams could be very significant at this time, signs and synchronicities, just paranormal activity, things like that. You guys could be noticing or seeing at this time. So let's jump right into it and see what you guys might need to know for January 5th, okay? So let's see. And again, I hope you guys had a really good new year so far. Again, for those who obviously know, we may celebrate the new year with everybody because, again, this is what societal norms are. This is what society, confirms as the new year. But for those who are spiritually inclined, those who are going through awakenings and understand, spirituality a little bit more, understand that, New Year's should actually be done in the springtime. So celebrating life, celebrating growth, celebrating new things should be done in the springtime, because in the wintertime things are dead, right? Nothing is growing, nothing is blooming, nothing is blossoming. So that could be also confirmation for some of you guys, okay? Okay, so let's get into it, guys. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for January 5th? What messages do you have for the collective for January 5th? What dream messages do you have for the collective for January 5th, please, Spirit? For 2026, what do they need to know for January 5th, 2026 at this time? So we have calm, okay? Now, for some of you that resonate with this card, there is something about your aura, your energy, that is very calm, or it is very calming. Now, some of you that resonate with this message as well, especially when it comes to change, going within, having stillness, there's this energy of being in stillness, being calm, and also being collective, okay? Meaning that you guys are able to sit within yourself, sit still within yourself, and go within. And when you're able to go within, you kind of can look outside from a bird's eye view and kind of pick and choose and kind of pinpoint where and how and when and what and, things of that matter, where you feel like you need to be calm. So there could be situations, or, just in general, where you could be very calm or a calm person, but you could feel like you're in situations that have a lot of chaos or a lot of energies around you. So some of you guys could be wanting to protect yourself. Now, with the calm message, this could be about tea or coffee. Coffee cups could be very significant. Tea cups could be very significant, but even drinking certain teas may resonate for some of you. Now, coffee may affect other people differently. Like, for example, I know some people that drink coffee and, it makes them tired or it makes them sleepy, versus some people who do drink coffee and it keeps them wired literally 24 hours a day. Okay, so it all depends on your body. It all depends on what works for you, what benefits you. So even these leaves here, they look like mint leaves. So even mint tea could be very significant. But anyways, being in this calming energy, being very calm is very significant at this time, okay? Calming your energy may also resonate as well, where, you guys could be thinking about certain situations that you guys have been in and realize that, you've handled it either really calmly, or how can you move forward and be more calm in the situations or dynamics that you're put into. Okay, so it's almost like opening up your eyes and having like an understanding about the situation, and not really taking it to heart, but understanding the situation and how you can move around it. Okay, so we have forgive, okay, at the second card, which is basically a home in a shell, okay, or a rock. Now, this looks like a rock in a home. Okay, so there's something about the home that could be shaken up. Okay, there could have been something within the home that was very shaky. Now, if this is within yourself, that could be confirmation. Like if this is not a physical home, for some of you guys, when it comes to yourself, maybe you could have felt like, you know, your intuition or you were feeling shaky in situations, meaning that you weren't very confident in that moment. Okay, not to say that you guys are not confident people, of course you guys are, right? But for some of you guys, being able to move forward into that energy could have been very significant when it comes to either forgiving yourself in a situation or forgiving yourself within the home. Now, some of you now, this could be about coming home to yourself. Okay, coming home to yourself, being able to come home to yourself, and also nurturing yourself. Okay, when you come home to yourself, you are calm. But when you're in other people's energies, you may notice that you can pick up on other people's chaoticness. You can pick up on other people's sadness, their happiness, basically their emotions, right? So for some of you guys, you may have forgiven certain people in situations, but maybe you haven't forgotten. And that's okay, okay? Going in your journey is, it's okay to forgive people and move forward without actually physically forgiving them, okay? But you are moving forward, whether this is forgiving yourself, the situation, or somebody from a distance, okay? And some of you guys can foresee this energy as well, from what I'm picking up now. There's divine timing that is at play. The full moon could be very significant. Maybe there was something where you guys could have released something during the full moon, and moving forward into the crescent moon could also resonate when it comes to, you know, actually letting it go. Okay, so it's almost like having this buildup of the moon cycle where the full moon talks about letting go, but the new moon talks about, you know, being prepared for new things as we go through the gibbous and the waning crescent moon cycles. In between those, we already have the moment to kind of move forward in a sequence. So it's like if you have a new moon, it's almost like you guys are going through that transition of a new moon, starting something new, and then realizing, okay, is this something that I like to do? Kind of picking and choosing at that time whether this is meant for you or not. And then when you get to the full moon, right? Say you get to the full moon, that is your time to release if it doesn't resonate with you. And if it does, what do you need to release to move forward in order for you to be successful? Okay, so some of you guys could foresee the future, or there's something about being able to have vision, especially when it comes to your dreams. Spirit is saying to trust that everything is okay. Trust the universe, trust spirit, crescent moon energy. Again, crescent moon energy again. Okay, this is about strength, right? So again, boats are very significant when it comes to maybe you guys are sailing away, moving away what no longer serves you, and moving towards calmer waters with the Cobb card, okay? Sorry guys, give me 1 second. All right guys, I keep pausing my video because I'm drinking tea and I don't want you guys to hear me going slurp, slurp, slurp in the background with my tea. So that's why I'm pausing it as well. But anyways, let's continue. So again, like I said, calmer waters, you guys are moving into calmer waters movement, right? So where you could have felt like in the past, things could have been rocky, things could have been shaky, you know, you were going through a lot of storms, right? Basically with this electricity, right? This lightning, okay? There's something about being a trailblazer for some of you that resonate with this message as well. But at the same time, like I said, moving away from chaos, right? And sailing away, taking a boat to sail away so that you can move into calmer waters, meaning releasing people, places, things, mindsets, dynamics, right, that don't serve you, things that were holding you back, things that were, you know, making you feel lesser than, that maybe weren't even true, okay? Not even maybe, they weren't true, okay? So a lot of times it's not about what other people do to us sometimes. Sometimes it's internal, okay? Sometimes it's the mental. And like I always say in most of my videos, you know, my messages are just to help as guidance and advice, like as a counselor, right? I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not anything like that. I'm not going to tell you, hey, this is what I think you are, or I'm not going to diagnose you either. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give advice where advice feels solicited, okay, enough for you to either have discernment to either take that advice or not, right? But also having the ability, the freedom to have, you know, that I guess that feeling of being able to have movement in order to know that you have the discernment and the freedom to check your sources as well. So as much as you may listen to tarot readers and you may watch tarot readers, especially me, I'm one of them, right? There is also something about having discernment as well. Being able to understand that, yeah, the reader is saying one thing, but how do I really feel about this for myself? Okay, and then moving forward, right? So strength is about you guys moving forward, okay? No matter what the universe throws your way, you guys are able to come, 10 times stronger, okay? Yeah, so when it comes to empathy, right? You guys have a lot of empathy. You guys are very, empathic. You guys can show up as somebody who's very empathic, okay? For some of you guys, there's something about closure, okay? And request. Now, there could be something, like I said, that's happening for you guys in divine timing where you guys could be requesting, okay, something new. Now, this could be requesting time off. This could be anything, vacation, things like that with the timer. But when I see this, I think of divine timing, okay? Now, there is something about you closing out a cycle or closing out, certain dynamics with either groups of people or places or just a mindset, like I always say, right? But there is something about you, you know, closing out certain things that don't serve you and also releasing that. This could be, again, like I said, it doesn't have to be a person. This could be you, collective, okay? Thinking more positive about yourself, speaking more positively about yourself, okay? Not speaking down on yourself, right? Being able to move forward, whether you have someone in your corner or not. Okay, but being able to have strength and being able to have the universe work with you, even if there's days where you feel like you don't want to get up, there's days where you feel like you don't want to move, there's days where you feel like you just don't want to eat, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to take care of the kids, you just don't want to do it, right? You want to give up, and the universe is like, no, I made you. I made you for who you are. Now, show me why I made you. Okay? Show up for yourself. Whether this is like a small, tiny step, show up for yourself. Because you showing up for yourself may help someone else around you without even realizing it, right? So, having closure could be very significant. Some of you guys could be closing out, like I said, cycles, especially right now where we are in the stillness of the winter solstice. We're in stillness right now, right? We're not planting seeds where we're showing things growing right now. It's not spring. Right now, the seeds are planted, okay, but they're not going to spring up because it's not time yet. So there is something about, divine timing and also being able to trust in divine timing and also waiting, surrendering, okay, could be very significant. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs and going, la, 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 la. I'm just going to wait for the universe to work. No, you guys are doing the inner work. You guys are putting in the effort, the time, the energy, basically showing the universe like, look, I'm doing my part. Now do yours. Okay. And the universe is like, bet. Okay. I got you. Okay. I can help you, basically. Okay. So, Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective at this time, please? I'll try that again. So, Spirit, what messages do you have? Thank you. Okay, so we have guides, okay? Your guides could be, helping you at this time. They could be, basically showing up in your energy. I'm sorry, guys. I was going to pause the video, but I'm just going to drink my tea. I'm drinking peppermint tea. But yeah, basically it's to say that, Allow divine timing to work in your favor because you have your guides working for you in the background, basically. Your guides are basically working for you. They're working, you know, to help you. So even if you feel like you're alone, you're not alone. The universe is actually working in your favor. It's just right now you're in that season, in that period of season of feeling alone, okay? Some of you guys could need to work on that as well. If that is something that you struggle with a lot, where being alone may feel like, you may feel like it's abandonment, or you may feel like you're abandoning something or abandoning yourself. But sometimes it's okay to go within and be alone, okay? The way that I look at it and the way that I say this, if you're not a twin or a triplet or a quadruple, whatever it is, if you're not a twin and you were born alone, you die alone, okay? Yeah, on our journey, we meet a lot of people. We connect with other people, things like that. That's okay. That's part of the journey. But at the same time, we also have to realize that we're here to do what we need to do. We're here to be on our mission and to move forward. So your guides could be protecting you, guiding you at this time, helping you out through this situation. They could be the ones giving you a lot of strength at this time too. Okay, when it comes to this situation. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have new life with the number 4. And for some of you guys with the number 7, this talks about spirituality. So life purpose, I believe it's, I want to say 6, 7, and 16. I could be wrong, or it might be 7, 16. I could be wrong, but it's something like that. Those numbers where you guys could find out what your soul purpose is. And that could be something you guys might want to Google. So we have protection at this time. Like I said, you guys are being heavily protected, or you guys could be upping up your protection or protecting your energy. We also have death. Okay, so things need to die in order for new things to grow or flourish. Like I said, with the death card, this talks about transformation. For some of you guys, this is about winter. Winter solstice talks about when the cold weather comes in, things that no longer are supposed to be here, they die out, okay? A lot of animals, they migrate, insects, they die out, things like that, okay? And plants die, okay? Nature is at a standstill, okay? Basically, nature is taking the rest that she needs to take in order to provide the nutrients and vitamins that we need in order for us to move forward as a soul, as a group, okay? That analogy, you can take it and look at it as yourself, okay? Every time you go through a death, meaning you could go through a lot of deaths, transformations. Maybe some of you guys may have 8th house placements in Pluto, okay, as a generation. So some of you guys may feel like as a generation, as a whole, you go through a lot of deaths, you go through a lot of transformations, you go through a lot of endings and new beginnings, okay? And for some people, that may be very frustrating for them. But for you, you are able to maneuver and work around that very elegantly, okay? Obviously take what resonates with that for whoever, resonates with that message. But we also have karmic path, okay? So there's something about a karmic path that is showing up in the energy right now, okay? Now, some of you may resonate with this, some of you may not, okay? And I'm also thinking too, especially with the moon cycle, you may have felt certain planets as well that were a little bit more heightened at that time when the full moon cycle had passed in Cancer on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so again, with the 8th house, this is about releasing and letting go, going through a new transformation. Now, some of you, this could be about your power or your abundance. This could be about you stepping into leadership positions, roles, being more successful in these leadership roles. And also when it comes to cause and effect, okay? So what you put out there is what comes back. Now, Stormy wanted to show up as well. Like I said, when it comes to storms, you guys are sailing away. This is double confirmation. So when it comes to storms, you guys are sailing away, moving to calmer waters. That's very significant, okay? Some of you guys could be feeling very grounded at this time, or you guys are grounding yourselves at this time as well, okay? Especially with 21 and 22 coming out side by side, okay? Now, I'm going to see if I can get some angel answers and see what shows up, but the number 22 may resonate for some of you. Now, this is about partnerships, balance, and harmony, okay? For some of you guys, even when it comes to partnerships, whether this is romantic, platonic, or anything, even meeting new people, there could be something about your energy where you could attract a lot of chaotic people, but it's because your energy is very calming. And again, that's not something that we want as people who are empaths. You don't want to attract people that are not really 100%, okay? And it's not even any judgment or anything like that. It's just what it is. Usually people who are very empathic or have some type of very deep intelligence, high intelligence, emotional intelligence. They're very easy to be sensed by other people's energies who are very aware or who know that you are divinely guided. Now, for some of you, this is about having spiritual awareness as well and discernment, but also when it comes to like vampires, spiritual vampires and things like that. Okay, energy vampires, sorry. Okay. So, Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know, please? Thank you. So, unlikely wanted to show up, okay? So, there could be something that could be unlikely, okay? It's almost like there's a 50-50 chance. You could be feeling like there's a situation that could be unlikely, but let's see. Clarify unlikely for the collective, Spirit. Clarify unlikely for the collective, please. What do they need to know? Why unlikely? What is unlikely for the collective at this time? Thank you, Spirit. So, opportunity, okay? So, you may feel like when it comes to opportunities, you may feel like there's this unlikeliness about you. Like you may feel like it's unlikely that you will get an opportunity, or this mindset of maybe feeling like because things are not moving at the pace that you want it to, you may feel like unlikely, I might not get this job or this role or this opportunity or this position or whatever, so forth, right? And Spirit is saying that you need to ground yourself, okay? You guys are going through a lot of deaths and transformations where you could feel alone right now sometimes. And for those who feel alone and you're okay with feeling alone, maybe the message may not resonate for you specifically. This message may resonate for people who are kind of new in their journey, never really understood what the journey is about. And some of you may feel alone right now. Now, this doesn't mean that, you're out of your way to meet people and be friends with people just so that you can feel good and feel close with somebody. But because you guys are doing the inner work and also putting yourself first, taking care of yourself, having that self-love energy, there is something about you guys being able to, be grounded or put yourself in this grounding energy so that opportunities can come towards you. Okay, so the more that you are grounding yourself, the more opportunities will come to you, the more abundance will be there for you, especially when it comes to support. Now, this could be about time, money, effort. It doesn't even have to be about just people, okay? Sometimes the things that we need is the things that people don't realize that we need, okay? So yeah, there's something about an opportunity. Maybe it's not the right time, okay? But Spirit is saying that it's okay. Continue to, ground yourself and move forward, okay? So again, like I said, just because something doesn't work out right away doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Yeah, if you believe. Okay, so it's almost like Spirit is saying, if you believe, big happy changes, right? If you believe that changes will come, if you believe that you can be happy and be positive, then that energy is going to show up around you as well. Okay, so I'm going to get some charms. I think one just fell on the floor. I don't know where it went, so I'm going to pause the video. Sorry guys, the charm fell on the floor. So, and it's funny, it was a leaf, like a random leaf that fell on the floor. I should have showed it to you guys, but let's see. Okay, so this is double confirmation because this showed up not once but twice with the planets. Okay, so even when it comes down to planets, okay, planets are very significant at this time. Somebody could be into the planets, like learning about astrology, learning about you know, karmic paths and things like that. So that could be confirmation when it comes to karmic paths. Now, this could be about Saturn energy because this looks like Saturn from what I'm picking up here. But for some of you guys, Saturn energy could be very significant for some of you. For those who resonate with Saturn energy talks about structure, discipline, and also karma. Okay, so even when it comes to you know, obstacles or any burdens or, you know, blockages and things like that, some of you guys are releasing those things. Now, again, usually I haven't done this in a long time, but usually when I talk about, you know, the different planets, I like to also add in the different body parts that are connected to these planets that may be significant for some of you. Now, for some of you guys, when it comes to maybe like traditions and things like that, maybe skeletal systems are very significant. Maybe your knees, your joints, teeth, ligaments, and also nails. Okay, so basically when it comes to growth, when it comes to bones, okay, structures, something to do with bone structures could be very significant. And also when it comes to being strong bones could resonate for some of you guys. Even when it comes to bones, okay, that could be also significant for some of you guys. But that's the energy that I'm picking up here as well. And then we also have here this circle, right? When I see a circle or an infinity symbol or anything like that, I think of divine source. So there is something about divine source that could be very significant when it comes to the creations and the endings, okay? This could also be about limitless potential and also waiting for those potentials to be shaped, okay? For some of you guys, this could be completion, returning to source, and also when it comes to spiritual reset, okay? Some of you guys could be going through a spiritual reset, okay? Doves could be very significant as well. So birds could be very significant when it comes to spirituality. Maybe you resonate with doves. That could be your spirit animal for some of you. Even when it comes to like totems, right? Some people use totems to, you know, manifest certain things for themselves. So take what resonates with that. That could be confirmation. All right, guys. But I am going to leave it here. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys again for watching up until this point of the video. And again, thank you for the support. All right. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. All right, guys. Bye.